Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping right into something so many language learners face. It's almost universal.
Yeah.
It's that feeling, right? You understand English perfectly fine. You can read articles, watch movies.
You can follow along, no problem.
Exactly. But then you need to actually speak. You open your mouth, and it's like the gears just grind to a halt. That frustrating lag.
It's probably the single biggest hurdle we hear about. And what's interesting, from the research and sources we looked at, it's really not about how smart you are.
Right, it's not intelligence.
No. Or even how big your vocabulary is. It boils down to a kind of disconnect. There's passive knowledge, which you understand, and then there's active production, what you can actually say smoothly.
Okay, so the brain knows the language, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't the mouth cooperate?
Well, think about it like this. People often say it's like learning to drive from a book, but it's even more than that. Reading, listening, that's input. Information coming in. Passive engagement, yeah. Speaking, that output. It's complex. You're coordinating your larynx, your tongue, your lips, your breath, all incredibly fast. It's a motor skill.
Like playing an instrument.
Precisely. Or
Yeah.
maybe tying some really complex, not quickly.
Yeah.
You need specific practice to build those.
Yeah.
Well, linguists call them motor programs. The pathways for making those sounds automatically.
Okay, I like that framing. It shifts it, doesn't it? Not just language learning, but motor skill learning, too. Let's dig into that physical side then, training the mouth.
Absolutely. Your mouth, your tongue.
Yeah.
They've spent years mastering the sounds and movements of your first language.
They're comfortable there.
Very comfortable. So switching to English sounds often feels, well, weird, maybe stiff. The muscles aren't used to those specific shapes or transitions.
So you literally have to retrain the muscles, like physio almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It needs targeted regular work, not just random conversation, but specific exercises.
And one technique that really forces that physical practice, according to the sources, is shadowing.
Shadowing, yes.
Ah.
It's fantastic because it forces your mouth to keep up. The idea is pretty simple.
How does it work exactly?
You listen to some native English, maybe a short podcast clip, a bit of a video, and you repeat what they say immediately, like right after them, or even almost at the same time.
Like being their echo.
Exactly, their echo or their shadow. And crucially, you're not focusing super hard on understanding every single word. The goal is replication.
Copying the sounds, the rhythm.
The pronunciation, the intonation, the stress patterns,
Yeah.
the music of the language, really.
Yeah.
You want to feel the words physically.
Okay, but here's the anxiety point for many learners, right? What if you can't keep up? What if you miss words? Do you stop, rewind, look things up?
That's the common mistake.
Mm-hmm.
The research is pretty clear on this. You absolutely have to keep going.
Don't stop.
Don't stop, because the main goal here isn't learning new vocabulary on the spot. It's training that prosody, the flow, the rhythm. If you stop to analyze, you kill the momentum. You defeat the purpose of training your mouth for that smooth, continuous output.
So fluency over accuracy, at least in this exercise. Get the mouth moving.
That's the core idea. Get comfortable with the physical act of making English sounds flow together. And, this idea of making things automatic applies even to really simple things.
Like those daily warm-ups with basic phrases.
Yes. It sounds almost too simple, especially for advanced learners.
I can imagine someone who reads complex texts feeling a bit silly repeating good morning or let's go over and over.
Sure, it might feel basic, but think about why. These simple high-frequency phrases, I'm ready, thank you, I can do it, they are the building blocks.
The foundations.
Exactly. When they become totally automatic, like you don't even think about them, it frees up so much mental energy for the more complex parts of the conversation. You want good morning to just roll off the tongue, right? Like humming a tune, by heart.
And I liked that detail from the sources about connecting emotion to these phrases.
Oh yeah, that's key. Don't just robotically repeat, I'm ready.
Say it like you mean it.
Right. If you're excited, say it with a big smile, maybe more energy. If you're tired, say it with less energy, a lower tone. Linking the sound to a feeling, an intention. It makes the memory much stronger, more integrated. It's not just words, it's an action.
Which naturally leads to actually using these sounds more often, even if it's just practice. The idea of the safe English zone.
Talking to yourself.
Feels weird at first, maybe.
It can. But it's so valuable because it removes the pressure, the fear of judgment, of making mistakes in front of others. Your home, your car, wherever you're alone, that's your practice studio.
So just talk about anything.
Pretty much. Narrate what you're doing. Okay, I'm making coffee now. It smells good. Need a spoon. Describe things around you. This is my desk. It's messy. The goal isn't perfect grammar. It's just making noise in English. letting your mouth get used to forming the words sentence after sentence without stopping. Mistakes are fine. Nobody's listening.
Okay, so we've warmed up the mouth, got it moving. But then there's the other big hurdle, that internal translation machine. Let's shift to that cognitive side, training the mind.
Ah, yes. The constant translating in your head, it's a fluency killer.
Why is it so slow?
Because you're doing double the work,
Yeah.
right? You have a thought in your native language. Then your brain has to search for the English equivalent. Then it tries to assemble the sentence according to English grammar rules. Then it sends the signal to your mouth.
By which time the conversation has moved on.
Exactly. The moment's gone. The goal has to be cutting out that middleman, thinking directly in English.
Easier said than done, though. People try to force complex English thoughts and just get stuck. What's the practical way in? How do the sources suggest we start?
Start small, really small, like labeling your world. You see a chair, don't think your native word, then chair. Just think, chair.
Direct association.
Direct association. You feel hungry? Think, I'm hungry. Feel cold. It's cold. Just single words or very simple states at first. Link the concept directly to the English word in your mind.
Almost like how a child learns their first language. Pointing and naming.
In a way, yes. Then gradually you build up. Move from single words to simple phrases. I need water. The phone is ringing. Weather is nice today.
So you're deliberately short-circuiting the translation?
You are. You're trying to build that direct pathway, that mental superhighway from thought to English word, bypassing the old translation route.
Okay, thinking in English. How do we support that? Especially if you're not living in an English-speaking place. Daily immersion seems key.
It really is. English can't just be a subject you study for an hour. It needs to seep into your daily life, become part of the environment.
Even in small ways.
Absolutely. Little bits add up. Change your phone language to English. Your computer menus. Start reading headlines or short news snippets in English.
What about passive listening?
Crucial. Listen to English music while you're cooking. Put on an English podcast, maybe not always focused on learning, just something interesting while you're walking or cleaning. Watch short videos, cartoons maybe, news clips.
With English subtitles, though, right? Not native language ones.
Yes, definitely English subtitles if you use them. That reinforces the link between the sound you hear and the words you see. It helps both listening and reading, which feeds back into speaking eventually. Use English learning apps for just 5 or 10 minutes on the bus. It's about creating constant, low-level exposure.
Making English unavoidable in a good way.
Exactly. It becomes normal, not foreign.
Okay, this brings us naturally to the third crucial piece, mindset, and maybe most importantly, consistency.
Right, because all these techniques are great, but if you don't stick with them,
They don't work. And this is where so many people stumble. They get really motivated, maybe try to practice for 2 hours every single day.
then burn out after a week.
Totally. It's the classic boom and bust cycle. The sources really emphasize what you might call the minimum effective dose. That huge, intense effort isn't sustainable. And it can even create negative feelings about learning.
So the secret isn't necessarily long practice sessions. No. The secret is consistent practice. Honestly, 5 or 10 minutes of focused practice every single day is dramatically more powerful than cramming for 5 hours once a month.
Why is that difference so huge?
It builds a habit. Small, regular efforts signal to your brain, hey, this English thing is important. It's part of our daily routine. It builds momentum almost invisibly. And confidence grows steadily, rather than crashing after a burnout. Consistency builds the skill, yes, but it also builds self-belief.
That makes a lot of sense. Another mindset piece is about, well, perfectionism, that fear of speaking until your accent is perfect or your grammar is flawless.
Oh, that holds so many people back.
Yeah.
This idea that you have to sound like a specific native speaker from London or New York, it's paralyzing.
So what's the advice?
The goal is clear communication. That's
Well-
it. Can people understand you? Yes. Great. Your accent is part of your identity. Celebrate it. Don't wait for some imaginary future point of perfection to start speaking.
Speak now, mistakes and all.
Absolutely. Every time you speak, even imperfectly, and successfully communicate an idea that builds confidence. And confidence makes you want to speak more. It's a positive cycle. Worrying about perfection creates a negative one.
Okay, this all ties together beautifully with what feels like the deepest insight from the sources, the real linchpin, the idea that your brain will follow your mouth.
Yes. This flips the usual way we think about learning, doesn't it?
It does. We assume it's input, brain sorts it out, output speaking.
Right, but this research suggests that the act of output, the physical act of speaking itself, isn't just the result of learning.
Yeah.
It's actually a powerful tool for learning.
How does that work? How does just forcing yourself to talk make your brain learn faster?
Well, think about what happens when you force yourself to speak in real time. Your brain have to work faster.
Yeah.
It has to retrieve vocabulary, assemble sentences, manage grammar,
Hmm.
all under pressure.
It's active recall and construction.
Exactly. Passive reading or listening, that's mostly recognition. Your brain sees or hears the word and goes, yep, know that one. But speaking demands production. You have to pull the information out and build something with it. That active process creates much stronger neural connections. Sound, meaning action, they get wired together much more tightly.
Wow. Okay. So if you're stuck waiting for the perfect sentence to form in your head before you dare to say it,
You could be waiting a very long time. The insight is, don't wait for your brain to feel perfectly ready. Make your mouth move. Use shadowing. Talk to yourself. Describe things. By forcing the output, you're actually accelerating the brain's process of consolidating and automating that language.
you're pushing your brain to catch up with your mouth, essentially.
That's a great way to put it. You bypass the hesitation, the internal editor, and force the brain into that active, real-time production mode. It adapts much faster under that kind of demand than it does with passive study alone.
That is genuinely powerful. Okay, so let's pull this together for everyone listening. The key actions you can take starting today. Try shadowing. Seriously, just 5 minutes. Focus on the rhythm, the flow. Don't stop.
And pick a few simple daily phrases. Good morning. Let's get started. How's it going? Repeat them. Feel them. Make them automatic.
Start thinking small in English. Label things mentally. Coffee. Tired. Need to leave. Then maybe try those internal monologues, narrating your plans or thoughts.
And be consistent. Remember, 5 minutes every day beats 5 hours once a month. Every single time.
Because speaking English ultimately isn't a test of how smart you are.
Not at all. It's a skill. Like playing the piano or learning to swim, it takes physical conditioning, mental practice, and consistency. You likely already know a lot. Now it's about training the actual mechanism of speaking.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Building on that powerful idea that your brain will follow your mouth. What's one English-speaking situation, maybe a specific conversation, or even just a type of thought process that you've been actively avoiding because it feels too difficult or intimidating? Take that situation, right now or later today. Start simulating it in your head, or even better, out loud if you're alone. Force your mouth to start forming the words, however imperfectly. Let your brain scramble to keep up. Because according to this, that's exactly how you'll make the breakthrough. Give your brain something to follow.